What up YouTube? I'm back with another Black Clover review, but before I talk about this week's episode, I want to talk about the Black Clover news that we got this morning. It said that the final episode is airing on March 30th, which is interesting because the last few months there was a lot of filler because of how close the anime was to the manga, but it seems like it didn't work, so they're gonna end the anime for a while. I think they're gonna take a break for a while, maybe a 1 or 2 year break, because of how close it is to the manga. I remember when Fairy Tail did that a few years ago, because of how close they were to their manga. So I'm not surprised. I still think, to this day that Black Clover should have been a seasonal anime like Boku no Hero Academia, and so many other animes that are coming out today. They tried to take the formula from animes back in the day like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach and everything like that, but I still think, like I said, that it should have been a seasonal anime. But yeah, man, they need to do that. I understand why they're doing that, but like I said, it should have been different in my opinion. But yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about that news before the review because I thought it was pretty important. I don't know how long the anime is gonna be gone for, but I'm guessing maybe 2 years, or even 3. I don't know, but yeah, man, I just wanted to talk about it with you guys. Anyway, let's talk about this week's episode of Black Clover because I thought it was really good. The animation, the fight, the storytelling were amazing, and that's coming after what happened in last week's episode with the Golden Dawn, how they were destroyed by one of the members of the Dark Triads, and in this week's episode, another member of the Dark Triads, her name is Vanika, I think, attacked the Heart Kingdom, so in last week's episode it was the Clover Kingdom, and in this week's episode it was the Heart Kingdom, so it's getting crazy. The war is getting crazy, and the episode started really well, with Noelle and Mimosa and the Queen and Charmy, they were having fun and everything, and then the attack started. So yeah, man, it was really cool. Like I said, it was another member of the Dark Triad. I don't know how strong the two members are that we've seen so far, in last week's episode and in this week's episode compared to the King, but she seems to be really strong, so I can't wait to see what her magic is. We haven't seen her magic yet, I think, but we know that she has a demon or a part of a demon inside of her, so that's going to be interesting to see how strong she is compared to the other mages in the Heart Kingdom. I think she's supposed to fight Noelle from what we've seen in the opening, so that's going to be awesome. But we'll see, man, because Noelle is royalty, she has really strong magic, so it's going to be really interesting to see how she fights against Vanika. We had a lot of scenes with the King of the Spade Kingdom in this week's episode, and there was one scene in particular that I really liked where he said that humans are evil creatures, and I kind of agree with him because of how many bad things we've done in our history, and I'm talking about our world. We've done a lot of bad stuff, and we're still doing a lot of bad stuff, but I would also say that humans can be really good, so I don't disagree with what the King of the Spade Kingdom said. So yeah, he also said that he wants Yami, and I think the reason for that is because Yami is Arcane grade, kind of like William, the captain of the Golden Dawn that was just taken by one of the members of the Dark Triads, so I'm guessing that the King of the Spade Kingdom wants to take Yami to, do his experiment and open the door, because both of them are Arcane grade, so that's gonna be interesting. We already know from the preview that there's gonna be a fight between the King of the Spade Kingdom and Yami, so that's gonna be interesting. But yeah, man, he went to the Black Bull's hideout and just started fighting them, since Yami wasn't there. There was some members of the Black Bulls at the hideout, including Asta, but something that I thought was pretty intriguing, maybe for me at least, is that Vanessa's character design seems to have changed a little bit, especially her outfit. Maybe I'm just tripping, so let me know in the comments down below. But anyway, man, the thing that I thought was pretty funny in the episode is that Dante, the king of the Spade Kingdom, wants Vanessa as his woman, you know, because of how beautiful she is and the sort of magic that she's using. So I thought that was pretty cool, you know, considering that we haven't seen Vanessa in a while. That's one of the things that was said about her in this week's episode. But yeah, man, Dante is really strong. Obviously, he's the king of the Spade Kingdom, you know, so it's obvious of how strong he is. And his magic is really cool, man. His magic is actually gravity magic, which is pretty amazing. I'm wondering where I've seen something like that before in an anime. I don't remember where, but there was an anime where someone was using gravity as his power, you know. I just don't remember what anime that was, but I really like that kind of power in anime, you know. The way that it can be used is really cool. And he was going at it against Asta, you know. Asta was doing everything he could to, you know, fight the king of the Spade Kingdom, but Asta was just not strong enough, even in his demon form, which is a little bit different than what Dante has, you know, because Asta has only one side of him that is transforming into demon form, kind of. He has one wing and one red eye, but Dante can actually transform his whole body, you know. So he has two wings, he has two red eyes and everything like that. So it seems like they're in a different, you know, they have different kind of power, or, you know, just because Dante's power is more developed. I don't know, but I thought that was pretty interesting because Asta, like I said, he has only one side of his body that is kind of transforming. We only got to see 60% of Dante's demon power in this week's episode, which is incredible because of how much stronger he can get. But that's gonna, I guess we're gonna see that, you know, in the rest of this arc. But something that happened that reminded me a lot of Naruto is what happened with Goshe, where, you know, Dante actually kind of killed Goshe. I'm not sure that he's actually dead, but it seems like he's in a really bad shape, you know. And that scene reminded me a lot of what happened in the Pain versus Naruto fight, you know, where Hinata came in to save Naruto, but then we saw how Pain, you know, almost killed Hinata. You know, she was gravely injured, and because of that, you know, we saw how Naruto went berserk with his nine-tailed fox, you know. So it reminded me a lot of what happened in this week's episode with Asta, how he saw Goshe just get kind of killed by, you know, Dante, and then there was a flashback, you know. It said "my beloved son," and we can see, you know, it seems like a woman that was kind of dying, you know. So yeah, man, it reminded me a lot of what happened, you know, in the Naruto versus Pain fight. And for the first time in the series, we might have gotten something about Asta's past, you know, and how, where he's from and who his mother was or who his parents was, you know. So I thought it was pretty cool the way that they did that. Obviously we didn't see the face of that person. It wasn't really it was really hard to see, you know, but it seems like that woman was the same woman that we saw at the end of the new opening, you know. We don't get to see her well, but it seems like it's her, you know. So we're gonna get some more, you know, Asta backstory, I'm guessing, in this arc, and I can't wait to see it because we don't know anything about him, you know. We just got a backstory about, you know, Yuno and where he comes from, but now we're gonna get where Asta comes from, you know, and I can't wait because that's the first time that we've seen something about his family. But yeah, man, Asta went berserk. His new form looks amazing. It looks like a more advanced form of what he did before, you know. Just look at that, man. It looks kind of crazy, man. It looks really good, and it looks like another wing on his left side is growing, you know. So maybe it's like the nine tails, where the more tails you have, the stronger you are. And in this form, he has a tail, he has another wing, you know. So it looks amazing, man. It was amazing animation. I really like the way that they did that, you know. And like I said, the fight in general was great. I think the animation was amazing. I really liked it a lot. They went ham on that, you know. And like I said, Asta was berserk, so he wasn't really controlling himself. He wasn't really able to hit, Dante. But I thought that during the fight, or before the fight even started, there was an interesting discussion between Dante and his demon inside of him. By the way, his demon is named Lucifero, which is interesting because we all know that Lucifer is, the angel that, was banished from heaven, the devil basically. So it seems like the demons inside of Dante is the strongest demon of all, which is pretty interesting. But they basically said that the demon inside Asta isn't a well-known demon, he's a low-grade demon. So I don't know if that's true and that we'll learn more about that demon later, but it seems like maybe they're underestimating the power of that demon, maybe he's stronger than they think, so I thought it was a pretty intriguing conversation. But yeah man, the fight was amazing, the animation was great, I really liked it a lot. Asta at the end of the fight was actually able to hit Dante, which, the face that he made after that was like, how dare he touches me, so yeah man, the fight was amazing. Asta's new form is great, and I really like this episode a lot. So yeah man, Asta was only able to hit Dante by the end of the episode once, and I'm thinking that maybe it's because Dante is way too strong for Asta, or maybe it's because Asta is in Berserk mode, so he can't really control himself. So if he controls this kind of power, maybe he will be able to, fight Dante. But that's gonna be interesting, man. He's really strong. He only used 60% of his power in this episode, so I can't wait to see what's coming next, because in the episode preview we got a Yami versus Dante fight, so that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait for that. Let me know what you thought about this week's episode in the comments down below, and let me know what you think is gonna happen next. Let me know what you think about the break that Black Clover anime is gonna take in a few weeks, because that's big. But yeah man, I do Black Clover reviews every Tuesday, so subscribe for that. But I also do other anime related things like Dr. Stone and the Promised Neverland reviews on Thursdays, Jujutsu Kaisen reviews on Fridays, One Piece reviews on Saturdays, and I do Boruto Naruto Next Generation reviews on Sunday mornings, and then Attack on Titan the final season reviews on Sundays too. So stay tuned for all of that. Like, comment, subscribe, it would help my channel a lot, and follow me at Anime Specialist on Twitter and Instagram, man. So yeah, it was great, man. I really like this episode. These last two episodes have been crazy. Can't wait for what's coming next. But thank you for watching, sorry, and I'll see you in the next video. Anime Specialist out. Peace.